It was in 1940 in Chicago that a 21-year-old house painter named York Bauden met his first sweetheart, 19-year-old Florence Reyermeller. They fell madly in love, and the romance was swift and passionate. And one night York asked Florence to marry him, but he didn't have enough money to buy her a ring. But Florence said, let's reverse the usual custom, and she gave him a ring off her own hand for him to wear. Well, that night, Anne, her older matronly sister, came barging in the room and started yelling at Florence, threatening to tell her parents. Florence begged her not to, and even promised not to see York anymore. York was shunned from the house, never to talk to Florence. He was tormented, and the ring on his finger was only a daily reminder. In every attempt he made to contact her, Anne intercepted. One day he got in his car, determined to see Florence. En route, he saw Anne walking to work. He offered to drive her to work, and she got in his car. Inside, he said to her, "Why won't you let me see Florence?" And she looked at him icily and said, "Because you're not good enough." Well, that was more than he could take. He doubled up his fist, and he punched her in the mouth as hard as he could. Her head snapped back and hit the frame of the door, and she slumped over in the seat unconscious. Unsure if she was dead or alive, he drove to an alleyway and he dragged her out behind the car to the trunk. Thinking in his clouded mind she'd be better off dead if he's ever to see Florence, he grabbed a wrench out of his trunk and he swung it down on her chest as hard as he could. And just to be sure, he stuffed an oil rag deep into her throat. He bundled her back into the trunk and went to find Florence. He waited for her outside of her work, and when Florence appeared, he got out of his car and nervously went to her and gave her back the ring, saying, "I'm sorry it had to be this way, Florence." "Me too," she said. He got back in the car. He drove around all day and all night, not sure what to do with the body. And finally, late in the night, about 40 miles out of Chicago, he stuffed Anne's body into a culvert and covered it with debris. 3 weeks later, he was arrested, interrogated, and convicted of the murder of Anne Reyermeller, and sentenced to 199 years in prison. He's noted as saying when he walked into the jail, "For one moment of passion, I have doomed myself to a lifetime of hell." And that is the true crime of passion of York Bauden. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.